Hey y'all, and welcome to Janet being Janet. Okay, so Miss Katie posted a video on shiny, happy people. The problem is she didn't talk about them. You want to know who she talked about? Herself. There were so many eyes in here, I couldn't freaking edit this thing for nothing. So I know some of y'all can't stand to listen to a video beginning, end. I forget which way that goes. But anyways, so I figured I'd go back to old times, get ready with you, and we're going to go through this thing together. And if you ain't already done that, by George, get down there and click the button. It's easy. Your finger will do it if you're entertained.
Hi, besties. It's Katie Joy. Listen, Hey,
did y'all notice? Sometimes she's Katie and sometimes she's Katie Joy. So to me, you got two separate people there because no matter what it is, I'm Janet.
just want to be honest here. 2 years.
Okay, so you want to be honest in this video. Pretty much tells you she's not honest in any of the other ones because she doesn't say she is.
Years ago, I spoke up about the production involved with the series Shiny Happy People, Duggar Family Secrets. I spoke up about their manipulation of the people on the series, their use of certain content creators, their platforming of certain people.
Are you talking about yourself? I don't think you're talking about yourself, but I want to know who all they're using that are content creators, because you're supposed to be the only source when it comes to Duggar.
Them using me for months for information, for sources, and for leads.
There you go.
And also for platforming people that were very, very, very dangerous.
Told you she talks about herself quite a bit. My bad.
And didn't listen and didn't care. And ahead of the series, when it came out back in June of 2023, months before it was released, months before, a protective order was taken out.
Do y'all understand it was months upon months before? And yes, just so you know, Amy is brought up
against one of those people by a son and a wife, alleging all kinds of physical and psychological harm. But I didn't just share that.
And let me just share with you that this is for entertainment purposes and entertainment purposes alone. I'm just having a little bit of fun on YouTube because I don't take Miss Katie serious.
With them, I shared details about what was happening behind the scenes in that same family. I provided accounts directly from family members.
I thought about counting how many times she says I, but I was like, I can't count that high while listening to her because my brain goes numb.
To the production about who these people were and how giving them a voice would be harmful to their series.
But people gave you a voice, didn't they? Because you worked on a documentary and you made sure everybody knew you were part of it. Here's the thing. You want to know what's so funny about that documentary or whatever you want to call it? My horse's butt was in there. I think that's hilarious.
And caused the series to lack credibility. And then once the series came out and I went public and I shared what occurred and I told them and I told the audience about how I told the director, Olivia Chris.
Have you noticed she just said audience? So that's what she's doing. I don't know what she prefers to call the people that watch her, but she never usually addresses them.
About Jim Holtz, the allegations that his kids had brought against him, the protective orders against him, and the allegation that one of his daughters was...
Hey, y'all pay attention because everything in here is alleged and she's actually saying that word. So you know she says she was going to be honest, but it's all alleged.
Was married to someone just like Josh Duggar. A confession that daughter made to me.
Okay, y'all know about Josh. the water sprinkler, yeah, any chance she gets to bring up his name, she's gonna.
And on the same episodes of Shiny Happy People, they allowed Jim and Bobby Holt to cry on camera and say that they saved that daughter from Josh.
Hey, you've gotten on here and cried on camera. I know you have. And you know what? So what? If people want to get online, I don't ever care who she's talking about. I just care what she's doing. But if people want to get on here and cry and it's their platform, let them cry.
Josh, when they just walked her into the hands of someone just like Josh. And I told them they were being lied to, misled, and deceived. And when I also went public with information that those people, Jim Holt and Bobby,
Those people. You just classify everybody in one group.
told production and others on production that I was a liar, that I could not be trusted, that I was manipulative, that I was jealous, and they got
Where's the lie?
Amy Duggar King to literally block me.
No, ma'am. You ain't getting away with that. Amy Duggar King blocked you. Quit talking to you. From what I know, my opinion, my experience with it, because you got her talking trash about a YouTube creator, and that YouTube creator got a hold of Amy, and that YouTube creator had more of a reach than what you thought she had. So it came back and could tell Amy was making a mockery out of that person. But how did Amy know the information on that person? Because of Miss Katie. Whenever I tell you that she took that bus and went, and then backwards over Amy, yeah, she threw her down faster than ever.
Not speak to me for months. They went public and lied and said that the reason...
Wait a minute. She hasn't spoke to you. She didn't speak to you for months. Are you talking to Amy again behind the scenes? Is that what you're doing? I guess Duggar content is coming back.
Why they chose not to work with me was because, they needed to balance the needs of the people that were appearing in the series.
I hate when she says, right, okay? I don't like when she says that because I don't know.
They needed to balance their desire to be on camera if I was going to be involved, which is very weird, right?
You wanting to be involved in everything is pretty normal because you'll try to get yourself in the middle of it, just like the lawsuit coming up with Blake.
It's weird because at the time, before Jim Holt started smearing me, I was the one that told Derek Dillard about the series. In fact, I got him to consider even talking.
Had stuff on my finger. You were also the one that did a video on Derek Duggar sitting next to Jim Bob. You called Derek out. Derek had to come back and call you out. You had to do a video correcting what you said about Derek Dillard. So why in the world they still trust what you say or him trusting you? I don't know.
Into production. I gave them his phone number or his email address, and I gave them Olivia Plath's phone number. They didn't use her or even...
Why are you giving out people's phone numbers? Why are you doing that? You don't give out people's phone numbers, emails, any of that. That stuff is private, especially if it was only given to you. If they don't have a public one, the public don't need to know.
Talk to her. I handed over so much information and so much content to them to make the series. And then only a couple months later, after Jim Holt started smearing me, did they say...
You smear yourself, Miss Katie. Don't you be lying to people. You do this all to yourself.
That they had so many people that they were working with that they just couldn't have any more commentators. It was nothing personal.
So you were a commentator. You weren't a journalist, a reporter, or an archival consultant. You were going to be a commentator.
But then when the series was launched, They said there was people on the cast that didn't want to be on camera with me, which was a lie.
Hey, there's a lot of people that don't want to be associated with you at all.
The only people that didn't want me on camera were Jim Holt and Bobby Holt because I knew the truth. And they turned everyone against me.
No, you tend to turn yourself against you and other people against you. Yeah, you turn yourself against you because you talk about yourself a whole lot. But anyways, you can't blame that on anybody else besides you.
It's interesting because this time around, Olivia Christ is not the director. Instead, the director is Corey Shepard. And Corey is one of the producers that did an AMA in the Duggar Snark board.
Ask me anything.
And she answered questions about me and she disparaged me. And I was
and Miss Kitey's really upset through this entire video, just so you know.
I was told by multiple people that people were being told not to talk to me. It wasn't until after the series came out and until a protective order was taken out against Jim Holt.
I'm surprised nobody's taken out one against you as much as you've talked about the Duggars and stuff. And the Browns, I really am surprised. They should, in my opinion, they should do more than what they do.
Until he lost custody of his children, that my relationship with Amy was restored. It took that long because they were so gaslit by Jim.
Her and Amy are friends again. Do y'all remember that video that she did about Amy's husband? Y'all remember that one? Yeah, some kind of friend Miss Kitey is.
That I was a liar. My first text message to them about Jim was in February of 2022, before they had even started filming. And I told them what the allegations were. I provided screenshots of what his daughter had told me about.
See, that's the thing. She can have a source behind the scenes, and then whenever she can think she can use it to her benefit, she will.
About physical abuse, about what she had told me about her husband, about how he was just a curious teenage boy, just like Josh, and that it was her dad actually that was going to fix him. It wasn't until there was a court proceeding and documents filed where...
And you went through those documents, didn't you? Because that's what you like to do over there on your channel, is just read documents.
One of his daughters, his youngest daughter, but his, I think, third youngest child, accused him of sexual misconduct. And she was...
Are y'all getting a pattern of the things I'm bringing to y'all? We're back with CSA. And we did that over on the Platteville one. We're doing it over here, and we already know about Josh.
For all intents and purposes, emancipated, because she went to go live with her brother until she turned 18, and she would never have to live in his home again. And I spoke up about him then because I was concerned about...
You spoke up, you know, like you just had to stand up for absolutely everybody because you're the spokesperson.
About what it would appear like for the victims of the cult to be given this platform, but then equally to have someone on the other side of...
You know, I said something the other day about Miss Kitey not talking about cults so much. I spoke too soon.
This telling part of the story and acting like they weren't part of it, and that they saved their daughter and that they were against what was happening, but they were actually just as bad as the Duggars, if not worse. I was trying to think about
if they're worse, then why are you still talking about the Duggars? Don't talk about them. Talk about the Holts. Oh, yeah, because you don't get many views when you talk about the Holts.
The victims and what it would do to them as they share their stories very bravely in the series. And unfortunately, what happened to me was those same survivors that showed and shared their stories started attacking me on social media.
Probably because you decided to share theirs. You ever think about it? Because that's what I'm getting from all this. You share their information, they get mad at you, and you're like the victim, and you don't know what's going on. Really?
Calling me a liar, not
Yeah.
believing anything I said.
Yeah.
So I have a hard time thinking that it's not going to happen this time around with the Shiny Happy People season 2. And I can already tell that there's a
Then just don't talk to them, Miss Katie. The problem is, though, you need something to complain about, so why not go ahead and do it again?
manipulation in the way that this is being marketed. And listen, I have nothing against Amy Duggar King. I adore her.
You adore her, but you know what? If you get a chance to use her, that's what you're gonna do.
And her husband Dylan watches my stories. He follows me.
What did he think about the video you did about him, huh?
Nothing against them. I actually texted with her not long ago.
How long is not long ago? She can say, I did a video not long ago, and it's like I can go back 3 months trying to find the daggum video and can't find it.
She also has a book coming out. I think she does a good job in what she does.
Ooh, you spreading butter all over that roll.
But at the same time, I feel like
Did you just scratch your nose? Your voice changed. I think you rubbed your nose.
she's being exploited because she's a Duggar and they need her to carry into this next season to get
But you don't think you did the same thing when you were friends with her?
people to watch, because it's not going to be about the Duggars. The reason why Shiny Happy People's ratings were so high in the most highly rated docuseries
Is it because of you? You think it's because of you and all your sources and private contacts? People need to watch videos like this and hear how you really are.
ever on Amazon was because it was about the Duggars. It was about a case that had just taken over social media. The Duggars had spent, I don't know, 17 years on TV. They had promoted family values. Their
She's talking about Josh again.
son had been just convicted of CSAM. He was put into prison. Their show was canceled, and it was their downfall. They only got one child from the family, Jill, and her husband to speak. And then, later on, her sister, Ginger, went public and criticized that.
Do you hear how she's still drawing this out? She's got to make the video over 10 minutes. She did her video entry, whatever, beginning. It's early, I can't think. Y'all are used to this. But she did her beginning of the video, and I always edit that stuff out. Just skip it.
Them for how they portrayed Christians, and she didn't think it was very godly the way that the series was done, which is, I understand. I thought
You don't understand. You complain every time religion's brought into anything, and you start talking about cults.
the last episode really derailed the entire series because it went off into a tangent that made it too political, and it missed the entire point in my.
Wait a second. Are you trying to say with this video that Shiny Happy People did so well because of you? And without you, they wouldn't have been nothing? Is that what you're trying to hint at?
My opinion. But that's what their goal was. Their agenda with the series wasn't to do a balanced portrayal of the IBLP. They wanted to create a whole series to kind of scare you.
And what do, Miss Katie? You scare a lot of people. I mean, absolutely terrify a lot of people
Into believing that Christian nationalists were going to take over our government, which I understand, it's fine, but there's concern there, I guess. But I think it's an injustice really to the survivors of the cult.
And it's really bad for the survivors to come to you and then you just give out their info.
When you throw in your political angle at the end, and then
We all know your political angle, and every time you go political, you lose people.
And it kind of just discounts their involvement. And truthfully, the Joshua generation.
Ooh, we got Joshua. We didn't get Josh. Oh, Joshua, you in trouble.
Wasn't affiliated with the IBLP. And then the survivor stories were just at the end kind of like, oh yeah, and here, this is how life goes on, and this is what is happening next. And it just left things hanging.
Well, woman, no ma'am. That's what you're doing. You bring up your lawsuit, you're like, here's a bit. You wait a while, here's a bit. You just kind of sprinkle it on, and then the whole time you're going on like it ain't even happening.
And then to keep us hanging on, they promised that the Duggars, that, you know, they had enough content to do a season 2, and they might consider doing a season 2.
Oh, we're talking about somebody not having content. Oh, sounds familiar.
And so now with the season 2 coming out, the first person that's in the trailer is Amy. And so you think it's about the Duggars again, but it's not. It's about teenage mania or something.
And mainly the pictures on here are of Amy. So what does that say about your content right now?
Some teen mania, which was a cult for...
Come on, Miss Katie. Goodness gracious. You yawn in your videos. Now you're like... At least I say mine get twisted, but everybody's used to me, so...
Teens with loud rock band music. And then they're using and exploiting...
Oh, come on, woman. You have got to get these things rehearsed, written down, something, because you can't ad-lib for crap.
Amy and her husband to talk about it so that you guys will tune in thinking it's about the Duggars. And I just, if my experience with the first season is indicative of...
My kid stutters when he gets excited, so I understand she may be excited, emotional, whatever it may be, but woman, it's called editing.
What they're going to do with the second, I just don't think it's with the right intentions. I think it's more just for like shock value and to expose a cult that I don't even know if Teen Mania is around anymore.
Okay, she's going to help expose a cult.
I don't know what kind of impact it will have, but I'm concerned about how the survivors of that group are going to be treated, because I've heard that some of the people that were involved in the first series...
Oh, do you got sources again, Miss Katie? Like I said, this is a lot of eyes, so no, I wasn't going to edit.
Didn't feel that great after the series came out. I mean, they brought in Paul and Morgan, who are YouTubers, which I understand a lot of people don't like them, but they brought them in under false pretenses. And
they don't like them because they tried to force views or, you know, their own views onto others.
Manipulated them and lied to them about what they were going to be doing and showing on the show or as a part of the series. And then they interviewed them for like 5 or 6 hours, cut them down to, you know, a couple sound bites, and then...
That's what happens. You don't get to use your full audio, kind of like when you add tiki-takis to your videos. You don't put the whole thing in there. You put just a little snippet.
Use them in a way to kind of humiliate them for having beliefs that they didn't agree with. And you don't have to like Paul and Morgan and Paul, but you know, it's deceptive.
You know, it doesn't matter if you say Paul or Morgan and Morgan or and Paul. It doesn't matter which way. They're still the same people.
To be brought into a series and then to be lied to. It's a lot like how they had me sign an exclusive that I was going to appear on camera. They told me I was going to be a vital part of the series.
You know that song, me, 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 me. That's what she's doing to my ears right now.
I got them all kinds of source information, gave them all kinds of documents.
Are y'all listening? Source information. She could have given up her sources to these people.
Put together spreadsheets for them on LLCs of the Duggars and all kinds of financial stuff that was happening, only to be then told she's unstable, she's jealous, you know? That's what
Why are you repeating that about yourself? If you don't want people to think that, you won't say that.
they told everyone. So I won't be watching Shiny Happy People season 2.
You will if you need content and people are requesting it. Don't you be over there lying.
Because of who is making the series, not because of what the content is about, but who's behind it. I worked on a documentary after my involvement with Duggar Family, the Shiny Happy People crew. And the second crew that I worked with, hands down, were in it for the right reasons.
Because they put your picture up there, they put your name in there, and you got to add something to your social media pages. Archival consultant.
Absolutely every single victim and survivor.
Y'all, if you're not paying attention, pay attention. She says victim. Victim. She's so used to saying that word that she's got to ring a bell at the end. Victim.
Of the group that we were talking about was treated with care and concern and offered so many resources if they needed it. And their stories were treated very respectfully, and they weren't put on camera with people that had caused them harm.
So meaning you weren't on camera? Because if you give up private information of your sources, any information of your sources that they don't want you to give up, that says a lot about you as a person, not Shiny Happy People.
I also wasn't used. I got a credit in that. They used my reporting.
Oh, reporting. Are y'all patting her on the back yet? That's what she's wanting.
I was paid. I wasn't.
Ooh, she made ching ching. That's why she's promoting it. There you go, Miss Katie.
Told you're going to be vital only to be dumped and then slandered. So my warning is to anyone that gets involved with any of these production companies that work.
My warning is if you're taking me serious in any of my videos, this tells you not to.
On Shiny Happy People or any of the future seasons to be careful, because I think they exploit cult members.
And I think I'm giving a very valid warning to everyone watching this that they should be careful around you, and you're admitting it yourself.
So what are your thoughts? Let me know in the comments below.
I already told you my thoughts, always do.
Make sure to give this video a thumbs up.
Okay, guys, go hit the button.
Make sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't
Yep, and it's free. Go ahead, click, click, click.
subscribed, and click the bell so you never miss a video.
Turn it to all. She don't understand that. She don't grasp it. All right, let's hear her say bye.
Thanks so much for watching. Bye.
Nope, we don't get a y'all. We don't get anything. We get bye. We're not besties, friends, guys, everyone. We're not nothing on this one. That tells you the entire video is all about her. But all right, guys, I got to finish what I'm doing, and I got to edit this just a little bit because, yeah, my fingers were wet and I couldn't work the computer. But all right, I want to say to you, I hope you have a good day, night, weekend, holiday, year, whenever you might be watching this, and remember to smile today or make somebody else smile, because it really can make a difference. Y'all hit the comment section, tell me what you think, and I'm gonna go spray my face. Alright guys, y'all have a good one. Bye.